Oh! Morning! Hi, everyone! Let's hear it. That's correct. Nice going!
All right. Have you seen Kamoshida? You really think he changed? Well, yeah.
Oh, perfect timing. Study hall will be held instead of PE today. I'm letting you know just in case you haven't heard. Mr. Kamoshida has taken the day off.
He ain't here?
Don't tell anyone that you heard this from me. But we received word that Mr. Kamoshida is placing himself under suspension. It's such an important time before the tournament, too. Principal Kobayakawa went to talk to him about it, but he supposedly wasn't making any sense.
Wait, a suspension?
Not so loud! The talks about your expulsions may be put on hold, too. I don't know too much about it, though. Anyway, I've relayed what's going on to you.
Looks like something happened. At least it sounds different from a mental shutdown. I guess all we can do is wait.
Well then.
Hello and welcome back to my Let's Play of Persona 5 New Game Plus. And we are in the aftermath, or will soon be in the aftermath of the first palace of the events revolving around Suguru Kamoshida, and everything sort of really tied close to the school. And this whole beginning of the game, which is quite heavy on the tutorials, will finally sort of come to a close, and the game will start, still pretty slowly, but it will start blossoming out, start opening up to us, start giving us more and more options. Now, the first thing that we're going to do today, on the 30th, is we are going to talk with pretty much all of the NPCs, listen in on a lot of NPC chatter, because as far as I understand it, I want to try and catch as much of the NPC chatter as possible, because a lot of it has cute little nods towards future events, or you've got continuous through lines of different stories that sort of all link one to another. You know, you might have a couple who continually talk about, and that sort of part of their conversation develops over time, and so you sort of feel that connection. But as I understand it, the conversations change semi-randomly, at least, in a way that I'm not entirely sure how they change. So, as a way of trying to balance that out as best as I can, the way I'm going to work it is that I'm going to check on most of the conversations firstly before the palace has been completed, which is what we were doing at the start of all of those episodes quite early on in this series. And then we're also then going to, after we complete the palace, do a similar thing where we try and catch up with as many of these NPC conversations as we can within the time that we have. And the thing is that because this is the only day that we have at school before the whole Kamoshida event, the whole Kamoshida situation blows up, this day I need to talk to pretty much everyone, which means that the start of this video is a lot of me just running around and interacting with different snippets of dialogue. And for that reason, we're probably going to be able to zip through a bit of this before we end up doing what my action is in this early morning. And the action that we're going to do today is we're going to go to the movie theatre in Shibuya. So the way the films work is that they are a pretty decent source of points towards your social stats, so knowledge, guts, proficiency, etc. So they offer you a pretty decent bonus to that, but obviously they take up time. And so, much like anything that takes up time, you need to be pretty careful with how you use it. The real benefit that we'll get from the films, or at least the reason why I'm going to be doing my utmost to see most of the films, is because the films have their own little scenes within the movie theatre each time, and a lot of those have cute little nods to other characters. Sorry, not to other characters, but to other franchises. Most of the films are named in some way, that sort of as a parody of another film series, and a lot of these scenes are actually quite fun. And so, in an effort to make this playthrough as complete as possible, we're going to do our most to see every single one of these films. And so in order to do that, we need to see a film either today or tomorrow, because there is a film playing in the Shibuya Theatre that is only available once you've dealt with Kamoshida, so once you've finished Kamoshida's Palace, and also is only available in the month of April. And so we do need to, and so this is the first day that we're actually able to do it. We're going to do that now, and then yeah, we'll progress onwards. So, I thought I'd let you know that now. The other thing that I really want to mention at this point is that you probably saw early on in this video that I made a big mistake. And that mistake was I had not taken out, / I had not bought another book from the school library. And it's a really easy mistake to make, but you really want to make the most of those free events riding on the train. Those free chances to read books. And so I made that mistake, which is a bit of a pity. And so what that has meant is that instead of being able to, we had to read the book about Yoncha instead. And it's worth me telling you now that obviously the locations there is only one location in the entire game which you need to read a book to unlock. The other locations you can do so just by exploring the location. So in Yoncha, if I had actually interacted with the batting cages, interacted with the bathhouse, then that book would have been completely pointless because it would just give you information on locations that you've already been to. And we'll find that happens quite a lot later on in this playthrough, because there are lots of books that are related to different locations, but most of the time those locations that we will find, we will already have visited by being invited there by one of our confidant friends. Anyway, so that is going to be it for now. I'm going to leave me running about town be for a little bit longer, so we'll dash around. I'll probably fast forward it a little bit, and then I'll see you in the evening once more. So I'll see you then.
some slumdog brat wins so much prize money. It's just not possible. You must have cheated.
No, it wasn't cheating. It was destiny.
All right.
Ah, you're back.
So we are back here in Sojiro's cafe after
Good time
watching
right now.
Tanktop Millionaire, the first of many parody titles of the films. And our
Next
choice of evening event that we're going to do today is we are going to cook. We're going to make coffee once more. Because again, we're trying to inch Sojiro's confidant link that little bit closer.
Hey!
Unfortunately, he's just really stubborn at this point. Taking Sojiro from level 3 to level 4 or level 2 to level 3, whichever one it is really, really tough. It's worth me noting now that the events where Sojiro actually comes in and interacts with you after you cook, after you make the coffee, they are limited to 2 per level of the Hierophant. You know, per your progression through the Hierophant levels. And so, as far as I understand it, I'm not sure if this is truly fixed in that way.
Let me
but in order to, you know, you are limited in that sense, so he will not constantly come and if you. What I'm trying to say is that if you continually brew the coffee to try and boost Sojiro's confidant link, after 2 times at the same Hierophant level, he will stop coming in and tasting your coffee. And so you won't get the bonus, and so it's kind of pointless doing that. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. I will see you on the next.